The chat. Alright, here we go. How's everyone doing? Welcome to stream, everyone. Hello, Rusty John. Hello, Tripping. Hello, Dama. Hello, Flacy. Hey, welcome. It's okay. Or it's just okay. Hello, Jinsak. I was trading a bit yesterday. Look at that beauty. Hello, Dav. Hello, Sophie. Hello, Slow-Mo Bob. Portage Power. Bahamut. It's leg day, okay. Hello, Dude Mon. We're gonna have a very short stream today, guys. I only have like 2 hours. So it's a bit unfortunate. I want to try like a few last things here with my rogue to get Abattoir of Zir ready. So that's mostly what I'm gonna do now. I'm actually legitimately considering not using a Shaco. I thought it'd be like mega hard capped by DPS, but I think it might not be actually. At least once you have to glyph level a little bit. If I use Shaco, I have to give up two defensive powers. Mostly one, I guess. But then I have to replace like Might and Sheets or something. It's gonna be really hard to include a Shaco on this. Hello, babies. It's all good tipping. No Shaco, no way. Yeah, we'll see. I have to do some math on it. I could do some math on it. So, I've done that kind of calculation already for the Barb at some point. Tuscan versus Shaco. But here we can do Elm versus Shaco Rogue. I'm going with this build here for Abattoir of Zir. I just got some fresh new gloves. I bought them for 80 million gold from someone on the Crimson Market. That was nice. I think 80 million is a steal. I actually rolled like 200 million gold on another glove that was worse than this. And then I was like, fuck this, let's look for one on trade. And we got this one. And then I also bought this ring for 250 million. And then rolled it to crowd control. So that was also pretty good. And yeah, now we are looking in a pretty good spot here. It's actually the wrong chess piece. I have a better one on my other character somewhere. That doesn't have life, but it has another damage reduction mod and better item power. And also, I might try this neck here. It has double damage reduction. I would like triple damage reduction, but it has really high double damage reduction mods. And really high armor. And perfect always. And cooldown, which is not the worst. I would prefer a passive or another damage reduction mod, but I guess it's fine. The question is just, will I be able to make up for the Shaco, basically? We have this helm. It's a really good helm. The thing is that if you remove the helm, I don't have enough res to actually cap with just 2 gems. That's the main problem I have. And I can't really get more res. I mean, if I equip a Shaco, how much would this go up? 35.5. So I guess technically I could do like diamond and then 1-1. But I do 750 base armor and 10% armor roll. So it's very easy to just get blasted when I don't have this. Like if I remove these here. Ah shit. This is has an armor roll, but let's see this here. It's like 400 armor per gem. So this 1200, you're gonna be like 1100, 11,000. That's a problem. Yeah, it's emerald is pretty nice. I guess it's sort of Duriel, it's 925. Maybe it's of Duriel, I'm not sure where it came from. I think Grenade, Poison Trap Rogue can handle AoZ. Grenade, Poison Trap Rogue, I'm not sure which one you mean. Hi Patrick. Does the Glyph XP buff only apply in Zir? No, the Glyph XP buff is 9 dungeons. Zir has its own, like, you know, Glyph XP per level. It starts at 1000 Glyph XP per, for tier 1 Abattoir of Zir, and the 9 dungeons are also buffed on Tuesday. It's also for fishing. Well, I mean, number 1, I play hardcore, and number 2, fishing is not really going to be a thing in Abattoir of Zir. Like, even a tier 1 sigil costs you 800 sigil powder. Like, what do you mean fishing, dude? You know, I've played the entire season, I have 78k. So, I can craft maybe 100 sigils. So, of course, you're gonna get some powder, I guess, as you go through it. If you're successful. But yeah. I think Rogue is gonna struggle in this. Yeah, I mean, mostly everyone is gonna struggle. But yeah, Rogue is probably the 4th best class. Yeah, better than Necro and worse than the rest, I think. God, sorry, Shaka, by the way. Cheers. Hi, Louisiana. It's really hard to have decent armor with Shaka and T-Bots. Yeah, if this T-Bots will bug wasn't a thing, I would like immediately equip the Shaka, no questions asked. Like, it would be very easy to handle this, but because you have to go, like, I don't want to use T-Bots well, but I'm forced to use it because of this fucking bug. Like, I would really like to just have a Shaco here. Next season, I'm definitely going to do that. No T-Bots, you're going to do Shaco, easy clap. But, yeah, for now, since they're not fixing this. Like, I could use my 1 billion pants here. Like, if I had this thing equipped, man, this would be the dream, you know? It's crazy. And, yeah, we can't, so. I can't put the pants, man. It's Let's see the armor. Yeah, the armor is gonna be the same. I have an armor roll here, I have an armor roll there. It's the same armor. So, I mean, it's gonna be even more because it's like a perfect roll. If I have this upgraded, it's gonna be like over 15k probably. Just like this is. Ah, wait, I can't equip it right now. You would have to like remove the Druid requirement first. But this makes it soulbound, so it's still here for trade. And you have to imprint it with a normal aspect, and then the Druid requirement vanishes. But I'm not gonna do that right now. I see the 4th. Did you get your account back, by the way? Joao? Glad you enjoyed, man. Did Shaco not T-Bots? Right now it's the wrong play. Just don't have the helmet for it yet. Yeah, I mean, T-Bots will is like, it's like way too powerful because of the bug. As I said, if it wasn't for the bug, I would not run them. I would go Shaco, 100%. But let's do some math. Let's see what you can do. So, first of all, how much life do we get? You have 20,740. Like this, you have 23,000. Shaco, let's start. Normal helm. 20% DR. 20% DR. Might. Okay. Then we get, how much life is this? What the fuck? Okay. It's like 11% life. 5% life. Yes. Then we get cooldown. Resource. Useless. All points. CDR. Meh. You have all stats, I guess. Does it actually do anything? I don't think so. I don't have any boards. I mean, this is useless. This is useless. And we're gonna respec anyway once we get the Tears of Bloodcliff. To I think we are dropping this board here anyway. So we don't need to all stats or anything really. I mean, yeah, it's a 40 dex. I guess that's like probably 2.5% damage. Dude, why is it opening full screen? What the fuck is this? Okay. So 908 over... Wait. It's 2.25% damage. Minor stuff. Okay, so if you equip the Shaco, we have to drop probably cheats aspects. We have to put disobedience. We have to drop both Umbers and cheats aspects. Minus cheats aspects. So it's 37.5 actually, because we're gonna put it on amulets. And then minus Umbers. Now, how much is Umbers? It's 8% per shadow. Average, I don't know. It's hard to say really. Average, maybe 20% DR. And also, if you equip the Shaco, we have to roll 2 rolls of our chest, basically. So our dream chest would be percent armor, percent damage reduction, and then lightning poison res or whatever I have here. Lightning shadow res. Minus 20% DR from 2 res rolls chest. It's a pretty big loss, man. I don't think I actually have to make a second list here. It's just like the changes that we will do with a Shaco, basically. And then we gain plus... I mean, poison is the same. We have the same 4 ranks of poison imbuement on the helm. And then we get 4 ranks. Dude, I'm getting pissed off. Okay. So it's 190 over 100. Wait. Yes. Is that correct? Okay, it's 26.6% DPS. Four attacks plus more dashes. Shadow steps. Wait, does Shadow Step actually scale with... I don't think Shadow Step actually scales with skill ranks, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Only dash scales up, I think. Okay. So I get more dashes. How much more? 7.3. 9.94. -75 dash CDR. I do have X-File. Oof. I guess we delete this. Bloodland's good in AoZ. It's gonna be okay, I guess, but nothing crazy. Do I have a build tier list for AoZ? I do, but that will be public tomorrow. Is my PC set to tablet mode? Tablet mode, sort of thing. When I use this device as a tablet, don't switch to tablet mode. Anyway. Fundamentally, Abattoir of Zir, I recommend Rogue, Pen Shot, or Twisting Blades. Rapid Fire also probably works if you like 1v1 stuff, but the thing is they removed boss fights from the Abattoir of Zir, so the insane single target that Rapid Fire brings is not as good as before. But it can still profit of it, I think. Yeah, and that circus. Is there gonna be another defeat season? Yeah, they gave us the patch notes yesterday, actually. Could sack boot rolls instead. Yeah, I really want to remove my movement speed on the boots. That's gonna be great, I think. Yeah, basically the dream chest is... I'm gonna log onto the other character. I'll show you the chest that I have. First of all, I don't even have the chest that I would need for this right now. Close all the calculator windows, open into persona size. Ah, interesting. Wow. The hacks. Okay, so this is my chest here. So it's like the dream chest, basically. So here we'll give up the close and the distant, and we roll res and res. Let's just say 18%, I guess, instead of 20%. Moving, close, distant. So this is basically the full calculation. And the 20% DR equals might, so no relevance. So let's see. So we get 1 times 111 for the life. Wait, how do we remove the R rolls actually in the calculation? So usually if you add the R, it's like divided by. So I should do like times. Right. So if you add in the R roll, it's like 1 divided by 0.625, for example, right? Yes. So I have to do times 0. Okay. So like this. Then we move Umbrus times 0.8. Is that correct? I'm gonna do the reverse later. Then we do times 0.82. It's a lot of damage reduction. It's a lot of damage reduction that we lose with Shaco. You have like half the EHP. It's like the multiplier for my EHP basically. Is that correct? HP multiplier. I guess so, right? It's 37.5% DR. What about without cheats? So We do 111 times 0.8 times 0.82 without cheats up. With cheats up. It's still quite a loss. Yeah, 0.728. That's a lot. Max life on chess is not important. Nah, max life is pretty good when you're like low level, but the higher level you are, the worse it becomes. And also I have a Doombringer. You know, I already have 20k life. Like I don't need like another 1k life or something. That's like 5%. Like compare 5% extra life to literally like 18% damage reduction to like close enemies or something. It's like way better. It's not terrible to have life. It's like consistent as well, right? Close is close, distant is distant and stuff. But you know, if I could, let's say I could have 2 life rolls, right? A perfect life roll is 1310. If I had have 2 of them, I could have 2600 life. Versus close and distant. I would definitely choose the close and distant. Is res from rings not a smaller sacrifice? Well, the problem is res and rings is not enough. I could try to do some shenanigans to make it enough. But I don't think it will be enough. Especially because I think when Abattoir of Zir comes, I remove... It's the wrong build. Okay, watch out. Everything updated, by the way. So when Abattoir of Zir comes... Okay, we still have Cunning Starter Gem. What did I remove here? Remove no witness. And we kept Cunning Starter Gem. So the armor, we have the all res. Abstraction from close. Okay, so that's what we did. We moved 1 glyph here, so we have diminish, efficacy, control. Remove canny. I don't like canny too much to be honest anyway, so it's fine. I don't like giving up the life. That's like the one thing I kind of like there, but okay. So you see here, even with like perfect rolls and everything in this setup, I'm at 29.5% overcapped. So if I move a 60% roll and then add a 30% gem, I'm gonna be exactly capped basically. I'm gonna be like 0.5 off. So we could put like 1 point there and kind of make it happen. But then if there's like resistance breakers, and it sounds like there will be resistance breakers, then you are immediately fucked, basically, in a run. Which, okay, might happen sometimes, but the thing is the afflictions are hidden. Apparently you will not know what afflictions are there. So if you go in and there's resistance breakers and you're just barely capped, you just die. And I really don't like dying. So... yeah, we can do this one, and we can do those two. So I could bridge the gap here to like, you know, use 1 gem and another gem and be barely capped, and not lose a DR. Any Celix breaker? There was actually a blue post about Celix. They disabled Celix shield to count as resource spending when you take damage in PvP zones, and apparently there's a plan for Season 3 going forward as well. So that's at least a good move already. Thanks Barnwood for the Prime, by the way, appreciate that. Just run 25 Auras Elixir. Well, if you run a 25 Auras Elixir, you're not gonna run a 20% damage Elixir. So that's pretty bad. You want the overcap rest to be on a safe side. Yeah, exactly. That depends, like, is Resistance Breaker actually gonna be a thing? It could be that they have, like, special affixes in Abattoir of Zir, or that they didn't take all of the Nightmare Afflictions. So I would be kind of surprised to see stuff like Lightning Storm and Stormbane's Wrath in there and these kind of things. So maybe they just added, like, you know, damage and damage reduction mods or something. And we don't know. This new content is going to be too hard for a lot of people. Absolutely. But that's the point. Which elixir is 20% damage? Well, beast slaying, demon slaying, undead slaying. Cruelty is also kind of on that level. There's 42, it's elixir that I don't want to run. Like, I really don't want to run a magic resistance elixir, man. You also have a lot of iron scans. So if I do this and pop an iron scan, and you have a bit better chest, we could probably hit the armor. So we should do some other calculations there. So let's see. Let's do EHP. Let's do with res rolls on chest. Without res rolls on chest. Yeah, the thing is, if I don't do res rolls on chest, I will not have the armor to do this actually. Right now I have the armor to do this. If I pop iron skin. So in this case, it's like divided by 0.82 again. Speed multiplier with cheats, I think. HP multiplier without cheats. It's 37.5, so 625. Wait, does it make sense? Oh, it's just like this. And a mark. And a marker. Is it clear you can upgrade the special glyph only in Abattoir? No, I think you can upgrade it anywhere. But realistically, you're gonna do it in Abattoir because you get a fuck ton of XP there. Andarius is 90% poisonous. Yeah, but when I have a Shaco, I'm not gonna use an Andarius. Would have anyone ever thought you would not be considering to play Shaco ever? Yeah, it's kind of the thing, right? Now that I have it, I'm like, like, it seems like, you know, the survivability is gonna be more important than anticipated. Like, if I was looking at this footage from Filthy Rich when he was playing Abattoir, and especially like with the fact that it's gonna be 3 Bloodseekers spawning, it's crazy. 3 Bloodseekers is insane. They fucking destroy you. Like, you know, previously I thought we have to like sit there for like 5 minutes and like shoot into a boss, but that's not the case. You have to fight 3 Bloodseekers, which is way faster, but also 1,000 times more deadly. The Uber chase is better than actually using them. I mean, there are good Ubers, you know. What character level can Uber next drop? 1, as far as I know, at least on Duriel. As long as you fight Duriel or you fight at least level 85 monsters, you can find them. Hey Jack. You almost died at level 1. Yeah, it's not just the armor though. Like Bloodseekers also, they have like lots of elemental attacks. But yeah, if you get like a Druid Bloodseeker and you're not armor capped and he landslides you, you're fucking dead. So, that's for sure. So these Druid Bloodseekers are ridiculous. Yeah, you can CC them, but CCs only last for 5 seconds on elites, and then they become unstoppable for 8 seconds. Suppressor insta scroll for range builds. Just goodbye. You see like the Bloodseeker spawn, you see like the bubble appear. Goodbye. Yeah. Plus disobedience. Half damage reduction. Out. Like, okay, what is my HP multiplier? If I just say, okay, I'm gonna take like roughly half the damage. Let's say if I do this. Yeah, it's probably like roughly half or so. If I had to guess. So, if we do like EHP multiplier, I guess this is gonna be important. Disobedience. And cheats. So we take this in half again, so 0.55 divided by half. So we take like almost quintuple damage. If you don't CC them, if you don't stack disobedience, if anything hits me in physical damage and I don't have disobedience stacks, or it cheats up, like, you know, if I get hit by something unprepared, I take like more than quadruple damage. With rest rolls, and even without rest rolls. But it's not even possible, actually. I guess here would be like, it would add like a penalty. I guess it is possible if I put like normal rest gems instead of skulls in a jewelry. Spiel multiplier without disobedience and cheats. It's like a 25% penalty, plus 25% penalty for rest gems. So we do times 0.5 and then times 0.75. Yeah, this is like almost quintuple. Like if anything hits me, physical damage, you just die, basically. Chris. We're all going to die, the moral of the story. Yeah. If you fail the AoZ time, will the character die? No, I think you just got kicked out. Don't forget World Boss. Wait, is the World Boss coming? Ah, 3 minutes. Sure, we can go. Can you use the Shaco there? Wait, can we? If it's not Wandering Death. Can we see which one it is? Doesn't say. Yeah, it's... Why disobedience if it's sit at 14k? The thing is, you have... Yeah, okay, so when I equip Shaco, what I have to do is I have to remove Cheats aspect and I have to remove... This is the wrong one right now. There's Umbrus. This is what we are doing here. So this is the the right aspect. So this gives you the Dark Shrouds. And with the lucky hit I have with Pen Shot, I basically guarantee Dark Shrouds here. When I shoot, I get like 5 every time basically. In a pool with at least 5 monsters. So that gives me up to 40% DR. If I don't get hit very frequently, I have 40% extra DR, and I just average it out to 20 now. So in some fights I'll actually have more than that. In some fights less, if I get hit by a lot of small stuff. But realistically, I don't think you really expect to get hit by that much stuff. You know, you're gonna play at range and stuff like that. AoZ. Yeah, exactly. So I have to drop Umbers and Cheats to get Disobedience. Actually, no, we drop Might and Cheats. We keep Umbers, I guess. I guess Umbers is better than Cheats. It's hard to say, honestly. Nah, I think we keep Cheats, actually. Cheats is probably better than Umbers. Because it's not relying on hitting enemies, you know, and like stacking. It doesn't matter how often I get hit, basically. I think actually I might be better off running Cheats aspect instead of Umbers aspect. Even with the insane lucky hit. The thing is that it doesn't do much when enemies are unstoppable, but let's just say that most normal enemies don't become unstoppable, and it's mostly the elites that will become unstoppable a little bit. And even then, I probably don't really want to fight unstoppable elites. I probably want to kite them and stuff for the most part, because on unstoppable I lose at least half my damage or so. Like we have like 400% damage to crowd control or something. My shower is too big, I didn't stand in the poison bubble. Okay. Shaco's badge. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out right now. I got a blue crossbow that's not 925. Scam. Create call crowds, execute. Yeah. Maybe the only way to kill the Seekers is at today's shrine. It's not the only way. But I think maybe, like, you know, when you're like not strong enough yet, you kind of want a shrine. Like, a protection shrine will probably do it as well, I guess. In most cases. If you have enough single target damage, you can probably just like protection shrine, kill them. Just go immortal rogue, but yeah, let's just become immortal real quick. Yeah, rogue is not a barb, you know? With armor is going to get 8% crit and having dark shot on. Yeah, that's true. But you also need to give up 3 passive points. If you don't have Umbrus, you actually get 3 points. Look here, Immortal Rogue. Okay, what is this? I don't trust it. Oh, but let's see. Best Abattoir of Zir guide. With a typo in the title. I'm not sure if I trust this, but let's see. You can check it out.
Mechanic combined with some other specific mechanics in the game was big hype about a specific super unique.
Yeah, has a condemnation equipped, huh?
That in the last few days there.
Is that a T-bolt or is that a normal pants? That's kind of important. What is this? This twisting blades, concealment, shadow step. Okay, that's pretty much the setup that I have on twisting blades. Here's a Shaco.
There was a big clear mechanics, so the YouTuber.
How much armor does he have? 9.5k armor. Oof. I'm not sure if I like that too much.
A very powerful build, so like mechanics from Poison Rogue. So and maybe you can get doing this. So right now I'm about I have about 400 life, I believe. Right
Look at this. I mean, these are just like some random small trash monsters.
I'm about
And he's potentially even dropping like up to like a third of his resource.
I have about.
I mean, he also has to attack, I
400
guess.
life,
So this is
I
probably
believe.
why, but
So the best case
see,
would be if
some
you
elite
have,
fights.
for example, 20,000 life in total, then you should aim for something around 200 to 400 life. And this way you will benefit the most way from some specific mechanics in the game. So the first mechanic that is important for this build to work is the affix that you can find on some items, especially on pants and boots. And this affix is called damage reduction while injured. And here you just saw the entire Nightmare 100 dungeon was basically no problem. I am showing basically all the time.
I want to see his pants. Does he?
Of your primary resource when
He has
you
an
control an
umbral.
enemy. So this ring in Moji, these builds to a is the and stuff. But anyways, you have this aspect.
He's doing Ravenous and Umbral. Wow.
Energy regeneration is only 15. One
Wait a minute.
increased.
Does he even have enough affix slots then? He does not. Yeah, you have to drop at least one of them. You need Corruption, Blade Dancer, Pestilent, and Bursting Venoms. You need 4 aspects, he has only 3.
Normal energy does need to 4. So this number goes up to 74. And this is quite a lot, because my total energy is health. Then you to deal more. Proc the venomous.
That's the Bursting Venoms. That's a resource aspect.
The Bursting Venoms as you version could actually, and you have your.
I mean, the Ravenous can be easily dropped. The Umbral is okay, I guess, to have. Ravenous can be easily dropped. I think this is not really such a good move. Have Ravenous.
Potency, so basically.
Okay, he has Corruption.
Amount of damage, so.
And he has Tables.
So
he has a Condemnation Tables combo, that's good.
Have a so very lucky.
He has a Shaka and he has Disobedience. So he has no might, no cheats. Okay, Umbrus is not really great on TP, I guess. And only Disobedience. Yeah, it's basically the only way to kind of make this work. But I think it's gonna get blasted way too hard. Like, without a double damage reduction while injured, it just doesn't really work out, I think. I did the math the other day already. On exactly this kind of setup. And I just came out to, you know, generally have at least similar EHP, or maybe even better when I don't have Metatalistic, without the need to actually like refill my resources all the time. And without the need to stay at low life all the time, so I can actually use, for example, potions.
Then
which is like pretty helpful for like recovery. Shell Misery, okay, this is pretty standard. So yes, Flowing Veins are cursed. This is Ravenous and Prey and Resilience. Yeah, that's fine.
With the Poison Rogue, we are not playing with Siphoning Strikes because we don't want.
Okay, let's look standard.
So recommend knockdown. I'm a bit differently. This is very important. Smoke grenade also there's or very little. We are twisting blades. So this is gives you the
haste.
You will in this kind of build.
I guess it could go without haste or Abattoir. Wait, he has momentum. What?
But this bit, yeah, we'll
yeah,
have
you can't do that.
I want to show.
I mean, he's actually focusing so much on regeneration. I'm very surprised. Like, why does he go for so much regeneration? He has Ravenous and momentum. When he has Umbral in the build already. That seems very much
this
of a
board
waste.
is my old Paragon
and I mean, you can't run momentum anyway. Momentum is like not a thing.
board, so I'm using it from my other rogue build, so it's not perfect. So this is...
Let's see, he has tricks of the trades. No witness. Nirvana. And this is cheap shot. Yes. Okay, so the Paragon board makes sense, I guess, for the most part. It's kind of strange that he has tricks here and then cheap shot there. But if it hits the all stats requirements, it's fine, I guess.
Since poison resist.
This is closer versatility. Yeah, you cannot run closer on this though. Closer doesn't work for poison imbuance.
For the starting board, in the starting level,
So this has to be like turf, I guess. Turf is better. Oh, he has turf. Combat.
They are, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the math again. I don't think this build will work as great as it seems though. So this is just how it is. Like on a rogue, I think Zilliq is just not happening, really. Not an Abattoir when you need like 14k armor, man. It's just like too much of a loss. You have one defensive aspect. Okay, you have technically two, I guess, with the Shaco. But you have one defensive aspect. You have no cheats there, and even then, I think the Emerald just doesn't really contribute all that much. And then you're still unprotected as hell against, like, you know, some physical attacks. Will I make the Immortal Rogue? Yeah, I tested this 3 different times. And I always concluded that it sucks. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, this build has like no damage. And it's not even necessarily much more tanky than like a normal build you can do. He didn't die in Nightmare Dungeon 100, so why would this not work in AoZ? I mean, I also have not died in T100 so far, so... I mean... Yeah, he was... Okay. Okay, let's see, like, what is the most dangerous situation that he was in here? In this run. Let's see, when he fights, like, you know, a bunch of elites or something. Here's some elites. Is he standing in the poison puddles, for example? I think if he goes into this poison puddles, he will probably drop at least half of the resource. Probably more. Okay, here's some elites. Let's see. Oh. Look at that jump. Bam, bam. And these are just like some normal monsters. And there's like 2 elites hitting him or something with normal attacks. There's not even any elite affixes. You just take way too much damage, I think, as a rogue. To make Zilliq really work. And then, yeah, he refills it really fast. But also look how slowly he's killing stuff. This is a T100, man. Like, at the very minimum, you have to go close quarters combat. Like, to give this any kind of damage. It's like the bare minimum. Okay, do you have any other, like, dangerous fight? No. Do you have another run here as a showcase? Here's another run. Okay, let's see this one. Let's check his energy. Man, I would like for him to stand in the explosion. I'd like to see the explosion. He wasn't standing in it. Okay, how much 74 energy regeneration. Is that bugged? It's like times 10 almost of the normal. What the fuck? 8. It's 8 baseline. Ravenous. Momentum is 30. And then 1.85. 1 ring, 2 rings, Shaco, Amulet. It should be 35, but it says 74, apparently. But who knows if that's accurate. I guess it's like the same weird double dipping that's like Sork has. Actually, let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1.3. Yeah, it's probably something like that. I guess this is why he does Ravenous. Okay, do you have any other like big fight or something? Yeah, if it wasn't for Tibor's Will, I think Immortal Rogue would be way more realistic. But Tibor's Will kind of ruins everything you can do, really. It kind of ruins the Shaco, it kind of ruins the Stalek. Tibor's Will is just like the culprit for everything, I think. Like here, you could easily run, you know, you have enough armor to kind of feel comfortable. You could run damage reduction while injured on the pants. You could also like remove the condemnation because it's useless for poison build. You can actually have pestilent points in it. He doesn't have pestilent points, for example. Like this build would be fine as long as he switches to close quarters combat. As long as Tibor's Will bug wasn't a thing. It's really sad actually that you're just so forced in Tibor's Will. But yeah, I don't think this build will go very far. It just doesn't have the damage. Sure, you can do like the lower tiers easily, but you can do the lower tiers easily if you just complete them 3 times faster, you know? I mean... Every character in the game wears Tibords? That's untrue. I think, especially in Abattoir, there's like many builds that actually do not want to run Tibords. Anything that has its resources figured out, you don't need Tibords. Hey, Manita. Yeah, on a Sorg, I probably wouldn't run Tibords. It depends, you know, like if you really need the resources, sure. But you know, with Barbs, for example, like there's like zero reason to run Tibor's Will right now, right? Like, does any Barb run Tibor's Will? I don't think so, right? In Abattoir. So... how nasty. I think I put Tibor's Will on the Walking Arsenal build. But, you know, if you feel too squishy, it's just gonna replace them because it's kind of pointless. I think any Bloodlands Necro build is viable for AoZ. Yeah, it's gonna be okay in Abattoir, but not as good as like some of the top builds. And Necro in general is the weakest class we expect right now for Abattoir. And then you're playing like, you know, the 4th best build on Necro or something like that. So, yeah. How nasty. These select builds are so gimmicky. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like this whole like, you know, stay at 1 life and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of weird. But you can do some math on Static in a moment. I wanna like go back to the Shaco calculations first and then we'll see. But yeah, right now it just seems like we do so much damage reduction looking at the Shaco. I'm gonna do the Selig versus no Selig later here. Show you my Ossis, Gale, Necro will do well in AoZ. Even Infinimus? Yeah, Infinimus is probably like the best build, I think, for Necro. And that might actually work pretty well. I guess we have to wait and see what Macro says about it. Infamous on 3-target boss stonks. Yeah. Yeah, it should be nice actually. If you don't have to fight a boss now, Infamous actually is stonks, I guess, compared to before. So we'll see. Okay, where were we earlier? Yeah. Where's my Shaco? So we do this. We put disobedience. And then we keep cheats, I guess. So, +3 passive points. Now what would that be, actually? Because, removing Dark Shroud, adding what? Rocket, maybe? Rocket would be kinda nice, to be honest. It could also be concussive, but that's probably not good enough. No, Evadas. Thank you for the prime, man. Appreciate it. I guess we add rugged. How much EHP would we give for this? Not too much, honestly, I guess. Yo, shorty. Appreciate the 10 sub gifts, man. Thank you, dude. We have some people on YouTube and guide sites to follow for necro builds. Macro Buy Boy. We also have Chronics now on the Maxwell team. I want to check those out. Echo Hack as well. CS basically not on evidence of nothing new. Well, it's gonna be like very different from like any other content in the game. I think it's like new enough at least. Like we didn't have anything like Abattoir of Zir yet. Yes. Chronics, never heard of him. Let's give him a shout out. I didn't watch the CTPS build yet, actually. I should check it out, so I can like maybe prepare the last few things for my Necro as well, just to have it ready in case I want to do some Necro action on softcore. Beta builds will be able to push far in AoZ. I don't know. I mean, we don't know exactly how hard it will be to push a 25 at all, so... B-tier builds, I expect would probably end up at least 5, probably more like 10 tiers behind like the S-tier builds. The question is, can S-tier builds easily do 25, and then like even A-tier builds can do 25, and then B-tier builds can do 25, who knows? So, we don't know. But realistically, I don't think so, at least not without like a mega stacked glyph. Is it true the damage buff from Prey in a week doesn't work properly? Yes. Okay, I wanted to check some calc. Actually, why is my armor value different now? What did I change here? We have the wrong amulet. Okay, so if you take this amulet again. Where did I go? Here. So we have this amulet. So if you pop an iron skin elixir, we're gonna get... It's like plus 60%. Yeah, roughly 1500 armor. So an iron skin elixir is pretty much equal to what the Shaco gives me. I have to use iron skin elixir. Okay, actually we should do like another calculation here basically. Let's do with rest rolls on chest plus iron skin elixir. And then we don't need to go disobedience basically, and we have... So this means... we are gonna keep cheats, right? We do this. We keep cheats and Umbras. So let's do this. The might is the same. It's the same as the Shaco. Like this. So this would make it pretty close now. The seeds doesn't actually matter because it will do the same, right? So yeah, if you can figure out the armor, we would be at like almost the same EHP if you don't have good disobedience, basically, because you can keep the aspects that you want. That would feel a lot better, but then you have to like chuck iron skins all the time, and you lose the ability to run like another elixir. For example, if we just take a fortitude elixir, if only 17, I probably have to go buy some. But let's just pop one to like do the calculation. If you have a normal helm, 20 points. Actually, we can probably tell it by how much we have here.
Hello.
Do we have like some big life roll? This is 4% life. That adds 707. Okay, so fortitude elixir, 4% life, 707. So 20% life equals 3035. So we don't have to waste this one. So this is basically what we have to compare it for. It's either this, you do Iron Skin Elixir, or you do like an offensive elixir without a Shaco. An offensive elixir without a Shaco is like 20% DPS. However, not against everything necessarily. Actually, we have to rewatch the footage again. Diablo. Is it like only one monster type in a run? Hello, Koala. So here's snakes. And vampires. So it seems like it's 2 monster types. Okay, what about this one? So this is snakes. And vampires again. Yeah, 2 times the same stuff. That's funny. So you can pop the potion against the more dangerous of the two, I guess. But I guess that you're talking about an average, like roughly 10% increase then and not 20% DPS. Which is still not terrible. But realistically, I guess 42 is probably the way then. Actually, how's they spawn exactly? So he is killing this guy and then the elite spawn. Can you see them? Man, it's just like... Man, this guy just pops out. Look at his health. This guy pops out and immediately blasts him with a frozen orb. He almost dies. Look. There's like no animation or something. This guy just pops in. And there's a frozen orb here. He got unlucky, got snakes. Yeah, I know they mentioned this. I just want to see if like... It's like one monster type per map or is it two monster types? It looks like it's a combination of two monster types. So I wonder if there's set combinations. Or it can be like random, anything together, right? Can it be snakes plus knights? Can it be snakes plus vampires? Can it be snakes plus cannibals? Or is it like always snakes and vampires and then, I don't know, cannibals and wasps and, you know, skeletons plus, I don't know, you know, bandits or something. So what monster are these? I guess they are humanoids. I wonder if they actually count as humanoids. For manslaying elixir. Do I know Blizzard? Probably not. Have you considered dropping movement speed on boots? Yeah, it sounds like a great move. Literally. Why did it have to be snakes? Does manslaying elixir work in PvP? I doubt it. And I also doubt that if it works in PvP, it would really give us any conclusion about these guys. So link to my ball lighting stock. I don't have a ball lighting stock planner. Should check Northwest Guide on Maxwell. Yeah, so I'm not really so sure about like manslaying elixirs and stuff like that. I guess maybe if it's completely random, I'm gonna keep them in my inventory and then potentially if there's like, you know, a run and it's like full of bandits and cannibals only or something, manslaying will be really good. You know, it could happen, I guess, that there's like combinations of the same stuff, and then this will be pretty good. These guys are supposed to corrupt the players. Yeah, the lore and the game mechanics are two very different things. Mouse banner is good for bow lightning. Made a lot of modifications for more survive. Yeah, I think he added like Abattoir of Zir variant now as well. Now I guess it should be like a tanky one. I'll be playing Penshot for Abattoir. Will we take into account the Tears of Blood glyph if he has switched rank? I mean, the Tears of Blood glyph does not really change the ranking between builds because almost everyone profits almost the same way. I mean, there are some cases, like rogues in particular, profit a lot from ranking up the glyph because you have cheap shot board, you have like this insane damage reduction mod, and then you have this insane damage to crowd control mod. But it kind of like lifts all rogue builds equal because every single rogue build uses this anyway, and every single rogue build puts the glyph on this board. And it's kind of the same for, I think, Carnage board on Barb, where you have damage reduction from close and damage while berserking. Like every single Barb build is going to put it on that board. And it doesn't really change the ranking between the different builds on the same class. I guess it slightly changes, like, you know, the ranking between classes, but it's like really hard to say. So there are some classes where you just don't really have a good board, or there's some builds where you don't have a good board to put it, and you just like get some random armor from that glyph or something. Or some other random bullshit. Instead of like some actual huge multiplier like this. But realistically, it doesn't really change the balance between classes. The only thing that actually changes with balance is Poison Shred. Because Poison Shred has double dipping with damage multipliers. So Poison Shred probably starts out somewhere as like C tier or something, and then probably goes all the way up to S tier, or maybe at least A, once it's like fully maxed out, because you just kind of like one-shot everything at some point with Poison Shred. So that's kind of what's going on, I think. But he actually added a note about exactly poison shreds on the tier list as well. I think he put it in A for now or so, I'm not sure. A or B. As kind of like a middle ground between having a leveled and a non-leveled glyph. But yeah, we'll discuss it again, I guess. Maybe later day after meeting. I have meeting in 1 hour, so I'm leaving in 1 hour, guys, for a maximum meeting. First D4, then D3. Ugh. It's gonna be fun. Is my gear best in slot? Pretty much. I bought these gloves earlier for 80 million. That was a steal. I previously had this glove on the right. I rolled like 200 million gold on it to try to get higher crit, and then I was like, fuck this. And they bought the one on the left. So that's kind of nice. And then I bought this ring here for 250 mil. Because I had this one. So I was able to replace Resource Gen with crit, which is a massive upgrade, because Resource Gen does nothing for this build. I don't care too much about the lucky hit, actually. I was considering buying another one that has a damage mode, like vulnerable damage or so. But then this guy replied, yeah, like I didn't, so I just bought this one. And yeah, outside of that, this is not the chest that I want to use. I have a better chest on my other character. I have armor, close, distant, all. I'm just debating if I'm going to keep this helm or not. 21.8 armor is kind of staged, but okay, it's a 925, I guess. We will have 3 armor rolls. Yeah, we have perfect boots. Almost perfect weapon. This weapon is probably worth at least 2 or 3 billion, I guess, on softcore. Even with the crit chance. The crit chance should be vulnerable damage, that would be even better. But only minor. So this is fine. We have Doom, Condemnation, Exval, and like a pretty big amulet as well. That's probably also a billion or so, I guess. So I'm kind of happy with the gear overall. Where did I buy the gloves? On Crimson Market, actually. I was checking, and there was like one guy who had this listed for 80 million. I was like, dude, let's go. Do people pay more in hardcore for gear? No way. I think hardcore prices are way lower than softcore. There's like a way lower like trade volume, way fewer high-end people. You know, gear just disappears, you know. On softcore, people pay a lot more for sure. At least that's my expectation. I think the prices on hardcore are definitely lower. But I mean, I've not been like buying much, so I don't know the market all that much, so you know. But I felt like 80 million for this glove was a pretty good price. I think 250 million for this ring is a fair price. And yeah. Hardcore prices are like 10 times cheaper. I don't think so necessarily, but generally it should be cheaper, I would imagine. Okay, can we finish this now, basically? So how much life is this when you go from 27 plus... Right. It's 17% EHP. So we have to add this again, basically, yeah? When you have Shaco. Move cheats up. Plus fortitude. Instead of... I mean, we can't do this. Right? You have to basically use like the normal helm. I remember like what are all these calculations that we did here. So this is Shaco, when disobedience and cheats are down. This is Swift cheats. Okay. I think I have to take this value actually. Without restful and chest. With restful and chest and iron skin elixir. Okay, I think I have to take this value here and then times 1.1, then we keep cheats aspect, that's the same, times 0.8. This is minus Umbers aspect, times 0.82, this is for the R rolls, and that's it. HP multiplier compared to fortitude elixir. It's like this roughly. Normal helm plus fortitude elixir. Cheats. Umbras. So it's still like minus 15% EHP. They gain plus 26% damage. Well, the 26% damage is probably more like, let's say 20% damage, I think. Wait a minute, I actually did a mistake here. We have rank 13. We don't have rank 9, right? Rank 9 is what we have currently. For the Shaco we go to 13. So I actually have to do 230 over this. This should be 21%, yes. So we get 21% DPS for our attacks. Doesn't have any impact on X-Falls ring. So I guess you're talking about like 15 to 18% DPS. So yeah, I feel like the Shaco is probably just not enough for me. I think what it really comes down to is like how well can I use Umber's aspects. If my Umber's is like generally more than 2.5 stacks on average, whenever I take damage I will have a lot more EHP using Umber's and no Shaco. I might actually just try both, honestly. But I need a chest for it. But I might actually just go in without Shaco first and see how it goes. No research gen needed on rings. Not on this build for sure. Like even on Twisting Blades, with the Tibot's Will, combo points stuff, you don't really need like resources, I'd say. Shaco actually bad. Yeah, Shaco is not bad, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. Like on softcore, I would probably run it. On hardcore, I'm not sure. The thing is, there's been so many bugs of people just dying straight for cheat death elixir and all that stuff lately, that I think I was gonna try to kind of like settle in a bit in Abattoir and see how it goes. And then we might equip the Shaco at some point. I think the calculation will be a bit different for Twisting Blades though, because there's no Umber's aspect, so we should check that and see how this looks on Twisting Blades. And also resource generation is a bit more useful on Twisting Blades compared to Penshot. On Penshot it's completely pointless. Okay, we have this here. Going in with Shaco as an L play. Let's see. So here we have Might, we have Escape Artist. I put Escape Artist on this build actually. And I think that's actually gonna be a pretty good choice, honestly. Like for example, the Bloodseeker spawn. This guy hits you with the Frozen Orb, and then you just like ignore the next 7 attacks. That's pretty sick. I think Escape Artist is like a really strong choice for some builds that have a lot of crowd control, like this one. You have Concealment in here, we have Smoke Grenade in there, we daze everything with Twisting Blades, we have Shared Misery. Like this thing has insane crowd control. And whenever stuff is not crowd control, you have Escape Artist helping you out, or like to actually get into the fight to do your thing. I think Escape Artist is gonna be very nice. I put Escape Artist there, but he could drop that. So this is probably what we did, right? For Uber Phoenix. There's Disobedience, there's Cheats, there's no Might. So yeah, this could also be Might, I guess. You could do Disobedience here. It's kind of the same story. Poison Res, Shadow Res, double damage reduction. Yeah, so it actually doesn't really change the calculation. It's just the only thing that's different is Escape Artist versus Umbrus. So for Twisting Blades, Calx for an RF with Umbrus. Calx for Twisting Blades with no Umbrus. Escape Artist. I guess I can take all of these and just like change this. So actually, wait, does it matter? I guess it matters where we give up Umbrus, right? Would we give up Umbrus? Yes, we were giving up Umbrus, right, to keep Cheats. Basically like this. Kind of Green Demon. Oh no, Nova made a Sedic build. Yeah, he made like the ball lightning thing that Rob was showing the other day. Did a crazy barrage without gem builds, using Daria, Doombringer, and Starless Skies. Yeah, I like barrage without generator, but this season that's not a thing because of Thibault's will. It's like nice for low end and speed farming stuff though. What about Umbrus and Amulets? I mean, for Pen Shot you don't need it because any value of Umbrus will just give you instantly full stacks. And for Twisting Blades, it's just too inconsistent. Like the thing is that using X-Files Ring... Actually, Twisting Blades doesn't use X-Files Ring, and Twisting Blades uses a normal ring, right? Because we run Doombringer, and they have a normal ring, you have a bunch of crit, but you have like 40% crit chance or so. So you get roughly one Umbrus stack every 3 punctures or so. If you haven't done the amulets. And it's not really that crazy good. It just like stacks too slowly, I feel. You're gonna take too much damage. So I kind of like the idea of like Escape Artist. Problem with Jesus lets you down when you need the most. Bloodseekers are not CC immune. You can CC Bloodseekers. That's a strong part about them adding Bloodseekers instead of bosses. You don't need to like worry about not CCing enemies or like stagger or something like that. I mean, they will become unstoppable, but when you have an unstoppable Bloodseeker, you probably run anyway, and then re-engage once you can CC them again. Okay, let me just double check here the calculations. So 15% DR. Have the life. No might. We keep cheats. -2 rolls for the res. Now can we hit don't think you can hit the armor actually on this build. You have only 12k armor. This is like the perfect gear. 29 roll. 29 roll. I don't think you can hit the armor even with an iron skin, realistically. So you have to go to Disobedience, I think, for this. Yo, we're shorty of 4. Thank you so much again for the sub gift, dude. Will the butcher pop up? I don't think so. I don't think there will be butchers in there. It's probably like somewhat consistent. Probably more than double damage taken actually. Without Disobedience. So like... Wait, here was 50. Oh wait. Okay. So like 40% DR of normal. So here, this is what you have to remove. Right. It's just again, so 1 times 0.82. So this is this value here. Dude, we keep adding the wrong numbers here. So this is here. This is here. Times 0.4. Why is this different now? Ah, we've got this. The chest rolls. Okay. Yeah, so that's fine. So on TB, it actually doesn't make such a huge difference. But when Disobedience is down, you get absolutely blasted. And the problem on TB is you can only stack your Disobedience when you go into the fray, basically. That's like a big downside. Like, you have to go into melee combat to actually stack Disobedience. And whenever there's like any downtime, your Disobedience will drop, and somebody's gonna like blast you. Look at this. When you don't CC them, you take like quadruple damage here. I mean, this is kind of the same problem here as well. When you have Shaco, you don't CC them. Yeah, if you at least have like this no disobedience warriors here, you still take like half damage or something, so. T25 Butcher. Let's go. Yo, Shorty again with the sub as well. Thank you, man. Unless you play Necromancer. Necromancer is not enough. On Barb it works because Berserk Gripping interacts with Necromancer, and you actually dot everything up, and then you have like instant disobedience. On the Rogue, I mean, okay, you get a disobedience proc on like, 5 targets or 10 targets. And then what, Disobedience has exactly the same duration as Necromancer cooldown, right? So you have like an average of like 5 to, let's say, 15 stacks just from Necromancer. And that sometimes the Necromancer might actually trigger when there's nothing around you. Can set up a disobedience stack with Poison Trap. Yeah, I mean, Poison Trap is not terrible. I think Concealment is better though. Like, I think you're gonna like fight unstoppable monsters so often. It's like one of the big advantages of Twisting Blades. I put in Concealment. I think this is actually really a huge deal. There is Poison Trap that you could use for Disobedience, but I think Concealment is actually the play here. So I put this in. First of all, you get easy vulnerable, and also it allows you to like kind of like vanish whenever they become unstoppable, and then you're kind of chilling, and then they become CCable again. So you can do at least 2 rounds with like almost no incoming damage until you have to kite, which is really helpful. I thought I will nerf Stelik. Yeah, I mean, I will nerf it for PvP right now, but in the future, I mean, for Season 3, I absolutely expected it will change Stelik anyway. They'd have to. Level 25 crossbow turret can be survived. Yeah, crossbow's gonna be funny. Does all of this make sense, actually? Kind of. Okay. Okay, let's say we could somehow fix our res. Can we fix our res though? I don't think we can on this setup, right? Because we don't have Cunning Stratagem board for the extra res. Yeah, we had 22.4% overcap. Like, there's no way to do this actually on Twisting Blades. The only way to like handle your res with only like a gem is on if you include Cunning Stratagem. We already have this res. We already have this here, we have all of these. There's no other res. Yeah, otherwise I have to give up the armor. So we could like change this board to another board, I guess, or something. But it's like nothing where we actually get a lot of res. Cunning Stratagem is like, you know, you have to take the node, and the node is useless. He has a res, and he has armor. But this doesn't help us, yeah. So yeah, we can't do this calculation without res rolls. With res rolls and chest and iron skin elixir. So could that be enough, actually? I don't think so, right? I don't have enough armor on TB to make it work. So I think this calculation is also out. And then the 42 elixir, this kind of stays the same. What will we try out first? We'll try pen shot. Do we overcap res? It sounds like there will be 9% affixes. This means there should be also a chance for resistance breakers. So I think overcapped, like being a bit overcapped is not a bad idea. But the thing is, I cannot even cap it. On Twisting Blades, I cannot cap it with just gems. Like with one gem, I'm not capped. Basically. Yeah, and on this setup, we only overcap by 22%. So if we move the res roll, we're gonna be like almost 40 away. And we only get 30 from a gem. And it's gonna make like the whole like armor issue a lot worse. You want to feel super squishy with Twisting Blades on tier 100, at least compared to Druid. Yeah, I mean, you're playing Rogue, right? That's just how it is. I think they have to redesign Select in general. They can't just do like this change that they mentioned with like, you know, what does it say? Where's the blue post? Does anyone have the blue post for Select? But basically they said something like, you know, like it doesn't count as spending resources, which is only really relevant for Zorks, I think. And the bigger problem are the barbs. Like Zorks, you get hit, and then you spend resources, and that triggers chain lightnings, and the chain lightning refill your resources. But on Barb, this is not really that important. On Barb, it's more the problem that you get a hit, and you get resources for getting hit, and then you spend those resources to survive that hit. And it's just kind of like an infinite loop. So we drop Shaco. Now, if you wanna live, you drop Shaco, I guess. That's kind of the conclusion of this whole thing here. Like, the thing is that even... Yeah, look at this. Even if you roll Disobedience on your chest, and you have Disobedience fully stacked, you still lose like almost 30% of your EHP with a Shaco on pen shot. And if you can somehow make up for the res in jewelry, you still lose like 11 point something percent. And on Twisting Blades, yeah, you lose like 9%. So it's not that crazy. On Twisting Blades, it's not that crazy as on pen shot. I think on pen shot it's like a bigger deal. But the problem is, it's like much harder to stack Disobedience on Twisting Blades than it is on pen shot. On pen shot, you can like safely do it from a distance. And you have like everything poisoned and stuff like that all the time. And Twisting Blades is not necessarily so consistent. You sleep with your Shaco on. Chakra needs an armor roll. Yeah, I think armor in general might just need a redesign or something, or they might just need to add more sources of armor. I think Chakra does need an armor roll if they change how armor works a little bit, or change where I can get armor a bit. Is cheats better than might? Well, especially on Amulet, yeah. On Amulet you get like 37.5% damage reduction. It's pretty good. And since most of the time enemies will be CC'd, at least slowed, at least on pen shot, I would probably prefer this. I guess for Twisting Blades, I would prefer Might. And for Twisting, actually, do we have Might, or which one do we have in the planner? Let me see. For Twisting Blades, I'll just go Might, I guess. We have cheats here and Disobedience there. This is cheats here. Might. Yeah, okay, I think I put this on the Amulet because we don't need many stacks of Disobedience here. Like, this setup has 12k armor. So you don't need to have Disobedience on the Amulet, so that's why I put cheats there. Because Might doesn't scale up. Might remains 20% on the Amulet, and cheats goes to 37.5. This is why I did that. So everything that's slowed, like you slow with the glove, or with puncture, and then you spread it with shared misery. Everything that's slowed will have the damage multiplier. So yeah, you can run Disobedience there, and then it's like much easier to get like the stacks. You don't need many stacks basically. Use Umbra's aspect. Yeah, Umbra's very good. $1,025 item power when? Oh man, please don't increase item power again. I think we're fine here. 50% life on the belt. Okay, let's do some melted heart calculations. So let's take this. I don't think I really have to change that much, right? We just do this. Blade Dancer, Bursting Venoms, so we can't change those two. We don't want to change Doombringer. We can't change this. We don't want to change this. Resource. So I guess this will be basically just replace your Amulet with, as let's say, like heart, right? And this is how you're gonna roll. And now we have how much armor? 9.8k. Oof. But let's just say it will work. We have 4 resource rolls. Now, okay, so what happens if you do static? Static on Twisting Blades. So TB. So no cheats. 37.5% DR. And also no DR. I mean, no close, 20% DR. No DR, 10%. No poison, 17%. And no armor. So that's what we lose. So let's just say everything is up. We like in the combat, we have everything stacked. So it's 1 times this times 0.9 times 0.83 times 0.8. Yeah, so you lose almost 2/3 of the HP, man. And then you still have an armor problem. I mean, this thing doesn't have any other, like, upsides, right? The resource gen is entirely to fuel this thing. The damage by healthy is irrelevant. The core damage literally does nothing. And they have 27 all stats, so I guess it's like 2% damage or something. Or 1.5. So plus 1.5% DPS. Fog. Let's just say, let's say 2. How much damage per health is this? 35. Okay, let's be generous. Let's say 4. So let's say 4% damage. Wait, we're not gonna be healthy. Never mind. So we're gonna be low life. So now, what about low life? You have to include 1 damage reduction while injured. It's the life build. Total EHP equals 0.373. Okay. Low life build. Damage reduction while injured. So we can have 43.3% of this, right? Yes. But you also lose 1 damage reduction roll. Oh man. Yeah, because you need to get like yeah, you actually have to drop the flat damage reduction roll in the chest. That's crazy. To get a third resistance there. Okay, let's do that. Plus 43.3% DR. Lose damage right on chest. 10.7% DR. Okay, so total EHP equals 0.589. Okay. And then we also gain resilience. So what do we drop for this? I guess we drop Undying, we gain resilience. So this is kind of like same story otherwise. Ravenous, Prey. Okay, so you have to add resilience. Resilience. Power. Let's say 48% DR. Okay, now we're at 1.22 EHP. 6. Instead of Undying. You have more EHP, poggers. You just like crit on a poison or F build? Yeah, I won't have crit. Okay, now how much resources do we have? Around 150. Okay, so total energy equals 150. Full energy equals 50% EHP. So in that case, we divide this by 0.666. Total EHP equals 1.838. Okay, so we get roughly... Oh, wait a minute. We can't run Doombringer, right? We lose Doombringer. Yeah, it's not possible to use this thing. Just realized. Okay. Lose Doombringer. I should probably put this in this calculation actually, the low life builds. So lose Doombringer. So if I just unequip this, let's just see what happens. Or maybe we can do it from a planner. So life 23,300. Let's just do this. 17,000, okay. So this is 23.1. And then we also get the proc times 0.8. So we lose 38.5% EHP. 38.5% EHP. So I have to take this. So now we're at less again. But I guess we do gain X-Files ring or something. Yeah, if you don't have Doombringer, go X-Files ring. So you put like a weapon there that has better stats. But I see how the EHP is actually lower now. And it's on a low life build. Okay, and even if we take this number now, we divide it by 0.666, because our, like if you have full energy, you have only 13% more EHP than before. With full energy, if I don't spend anything. Gain X-Files plus better stats on the weapon. How much DPS is that actually? Like a normal weapon? It's like 10. It's like 2. 10. 12. Maybe 15% DPS. 15% DPS. I'm a Perkle. What's your current best build for Rogue, TB or Penshot? I don't know. Lose Doombringer, that's why I'm drawing the line. Yeah, if you want to play low life build with Select, you have to remove Doombringer because it heals you. And you can't run Doombringer and Select together, basically. Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. Look. Like, Select build with, like, maximum resource fully stacked. I have 150 energy. And I only have 30% extra EHP when I'm at full... Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I actually have... okay, I completely forgot. So if you are at low life, you actually don't have any life to spend, right? So you have to like, move that now. So this is our... The energy is our only life. So wait, this is actually wrong. So... I take 1.13. Just play Static without low life. Yeah, we're gonna finish our calculation as well. I have to add that here. I have to add some like energy calculation here. But yeah, basically, if you have full energy, you're only at 50% life. So this is another EHP multiplier of actually 0.5. You have only half the life to spend, basically. So 0 points like this. Total EHP. Here. So this is actually the EHP multiplier, because you don't have any life left. Because you're already at 1% life anyway, you can't spend any life. Like, it doesn't help you to protect yourself. It's just the energy. And the energy only gives you like 50% of your life anyway. The healing with Zedek is insane. Yeah, the recovery is potentially insane if you invest into it. But honestly, not necessarily that much more crazy than just like pressing potions and having Undying in your build. And like a Doombringer proccing all the time and stuff like that. Like, you can heal up really fast. Here, we gave up Undying for Resilience. For the Zedek build. Okay, let's see this again. So, with the life build, you have no cheats, DR, poison, close, armor. Then EHP. So it's just with all this stuff added up, right? So we have to add this again. And then total EHP. And now we do this calculation I did earlier with the divided by 0.66. Because now we actually have energy that gives us a shield, like extra life, and then we have our life to spend as well. So if we actually, if something goes through the shield, we still spend the life. We can heal that life. So the life build actually has more EHP. That's funny. Like this. Because of Doombringer. But it's still much less than just having a normal amulet with cheats aspect. Like, even if we leave out cheats, without cheats aspect active, oh. So even when cheats is down, it's just kind of the same. Like this. We can do the same here. Without cheats as active. He's just way worse, man. The low life build is like super bad. Yeah, the only real advantage is you have like a lot of recovery if you invest into recovery on the energy build. On the Zedek build. And you have a bit more DPS, I guess. So you get a bit of DPS, and then you lose EHP. Like, he's gonna get one clapped at some point. Something is just gonna like absolutely destroy you, basically. Hello, Pain Train. Is it true that the motive vulnerable damage from Pain of the Weak only counts if you make most vulnerable with a cursed touch or metamorphosis? As far as I know, that's not true. I tried like making enemies vulnerable with all kinds of things, and it never worked. That's a nice planner there, Dev. I plan to make guides, including Uber Enix. I can show you how we do this. Here's a Twisting Blades guide, for example. We recently rearranged a bunch of things here in the guides, but also here's the progression. This is called Endgame progression and variants now. And there you have Codex, Legendary, Uniques, and Uber Uniques. They're all mentioned there, basically, like this. We don't really put like Uber Uniques in the planners. I guess maybe some people would. I was considering like maybe for Abattoir of Zir I have like a second like paper doll here that has Uber Uniques. But I also just like mentioned some text here, for example. Because realistically, it doesn't really apply to most people. Hey, Jackie-chan. Is Pen Rapid more tanky than Rapid Flurry? That should be pretty similar. Flurry has the stuns, which is kind of cool. Okay, the thing is that I just did a calculation here for Twisting Blades, and Twisting Blades probably profits a lot more from Zedek than TB does. Because TB have better defensive aspects. Like there's still Umbers, for example. Like on TB, you can give up like, you know, I don't know, Might or Escape Artist or so. Actually, you have Disobedience. So you drop cheats. Yeah. But it just seems terrible, man. The only advantage is that, okay, you can like regenerate your resources relatively well, but only if you actually like invest into like a resource aspect. If you could put an Umbral or Energizing aspect. I tried this with Energizing myself. But you're not even tanky enough to survive like a single Lightning Storm on a Rogue. I tried it. I had like low life, you know, like everything up, and I just got one shot straight through my entire resource bar with Zeldic on a Lightning Storm. And I mean, okay, you're not really supposed to tank Lightning Storms, but you kind of want to try to tank them, right? When you have something like this, like an Immortal build. And it only worked if I had also 5 stacks of Dark Shroud. Then I was just barely taking only a little bit of damage and not dying. Hello, Acta. If you build a resource region correctly, aesthetic is better than any amulets. I think it's just like lose way too much. Like the thing is that, okay, here we added like, you know, a bit of extra DPS for X-Files, better stats on weapon. Like we could just say, okay, you're not gonna run X-Files, you're gonna run a normal ring. You probably want to run a normal ring actually. So we gain better stats on weapon, let's just say 10% DPS. And then the ring aspect that you gain, or like like you move one of the offensive aspects from the ring to the weapon, and you gain like Umbral aspect. For example, gain Umbral aspect. So Umbral is probably like the best one here. Because you have Shared Misery, Slow Days, Knockdown procs. You have a lot of like resource recovery. But the thing is, like, as I said, like you have like so much less like actual like damage reduction. And on top of this, you have like this problem that, you know, when your Disobedience is down, you have 9.8k armor. Like you're gonna get absolutely blasted. Without Disobedience and cheats. So let's say with 10k armor, let's say you take triple damage. Probably more. But let's just say you take triple damage. That's just an estimate. Yeah, I don't like this at all. I think it's gonna be exactly the same problem. Like you have to go Disobedience, you have to like rely on it so much. Actually, here we have also Disobedience, right? You have Disobedience either way. So it's like 12k versus 10k armor. So let's make this half. Let's say we have like half. So you do this. I think that's probably more realistic. But still, it seems awful. So I have it's kind of the same story here. Like when you ever get surprised by something and your stuff is not up, you just get blasted. I don't like this. Starlight, they keep held the stress of the resources. Starlight aspect. I mean, that's like good for the immortal bars, but it's not good on the rogues. Like on the rogue, you have to like heal manually. I think that's like the main downside. You have to heal manually. You have to like attack, you have to press potions and stuff. Okay guys, I have a meeting in 2 minutes. I need to go. Why choose Exploit on Paragon and no Canny or Tracker? Because you don't deal any damage without Exploit, without Vulnerable. You have 80% extra DPS here from Corruption aspect, and then you have 20% from Vulnerable. So you have like roughly double damage just for making enemies vulnerable, a bit more even. And you can't really rely on always making them vulnerable yourself with Metamorphosis. So we go Exploit to have this consistent. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go over these numbers again one more time, but Sedic is not gonna be a thing, I believe. I would be very surprised to see like a working Sedic build that actually goes higher than a non-Sedic build. I'm not saying it's not possible to play Sedic, but I don't think it will be better than a non-Sedic build. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. You give up way too much stuff. But we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna raid. We can raid Big Daddy then. How does that sound? Guys, I need to go. Short stream tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can come back, because I'm probably gonna be busy for a long time today, so hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the support today. Thanks Shorty again for all the sub kits earlier.